Welcome to my channel. My name is PM Hernandez. I'm a kissing book author and an admitted Sims addict. And welcome to my TED Talk called If I Ran the Sims. In other words, everybody wants to rule Willow Creek. This is the non exhaustive list remix. Here we go. Things I don't need in The Sims. Starting off strong, stop it, EA. Number one here is digital content. It's that stuff that they say, buy this expansion pack by this date, and you can get these things. This shit sucks. It creates digital haves and have nots, and we just can't have that in this economy. It is greedy, EA. It is greedy, and it shows that you are not putting your full faith and effort into the packs. And here's a perfect example. Actually, I have two, I believe. The first being the Growing Together pack, where one of the digital download content, whatever things, was a carrier, a back carrier for your child. There was one in the pack, but you get another if you get the pack by a certain date. Same with Enchanted by Nature. You get one fairy house if you spend your $40 on this pack, but you get the second fairy house if you buy it within a certain time frame. That second fairy house, that second pack, all that other stuff, it could be in the pack. It could be in the pack. And this just sucks. Even your own creators, your own creator network reps don't like this stuff. So just stop doing it. Just stop doing it. Next up, cars. Just get over it, people. We don't need them. We don't need them. You are romanticizing any cars that we previously had in other Sims games. They're not that cool. Get over it. New expansion packs every 3 to 4 months. I have so much buyer's fatigue. And I'm sure others do, because not only are there expansion packs, but in between there are kits, there are, game packs, stuff packs, all different kinds of packs, right? It's just gets to be too much. And I think the funny thing is, it's even too much for the Sims own creator network, the EA creator network. I think I was watching James Turner the other day, and he mentioned not being able to, or he didn't have the time to like really delve into a certain expansion pack. I think it was Life and Death, which offered a whole host of things to the game. But he's just now playing with aspects of it through his gameplay for the Three Sisters. I mean, it's just ridiculous that, people don't have the time to really get into these packs. And with this buyer's fatigue, they're just not going to buy anymore. It's just too much. It's too much. It's lovely to have new content, but this pace is unsustainable. And also, I'm going to go back and also by your own developers. I mean, I know there are different developers for different packs and it's not the same people every time, but this is how you get bugs. You're pushing people through the process too fast and it's not sustainable. All right, next up, that stupid glowing shopping cart icon in my game. Maybe it's just my tism, but that little shopping cart in the right-hand corner, the one that has the glowing dot on it. Listen, EA, if I haven't bought these packs yet, I never will. Just leave me alone. Let me play my game. I am busy being God, okay? So just leave me alone. Leave me alone. And loud event alerts. High school years, it is a jump scare, okay? It is a jump scare level. We don't need the alerts so loud, all right? Thank you. Now, these are things that I desperately need in The Sims, so get with it, EA. First up, more holiday activities. My calendar is so boring. We need more customization in our calendars. I don't think they've added any activities since the inception of calendars. I could be wrong. So calendars came to us, I believe, with seasons. And to EA's credit, the calendar has expanded. So now you can see, different celebrations, different gatherings. One thing I do want to point out for Life and Death, I don't believe that the, like that version of like Ghosts Anonymous or Ghost Support Group thing is on the calendar. Ravenwood Family Day is on there. The full moon revelry is on there, but the ghost is not. Like, why? The casket try before you buy is not on there. Why? Anyway, and which is especially a difficult. Oh, now I'm really going on a rant because to collect one of the tarot cards, you have to go to the ghost event, but it's never on the calendar. So you have to watch for the announcement of the weekly meetings and make note of the day and time, like this is your job or something. Come on, come on. Anyway, back to the calendar. The calendar is great for creating holidays that are not in The Sims, that reflect our interests and our culture. But I mean, we don't have a lot of options in there. So I think that there should be more stuff, more things to do that. Okay, more base game content and updates and refreshes. I love these. So, especially to cast and build and buy. They're looking very dated. I'm thinking specifically of like hair that looks very, play doughy. I'm sure it would be nice. People would appreciate, especially those who are, dealing with base game only or base game in very few packs. So, they don't have a lot of options. Like updating those hairstyles so they don't look so, 2014. Just saying. Some of the clothes, right? Some of the clothes, especially the old stuff, it's looking very dough-like, right? It's not looking, you're not getting the good shadows and, kind of 2D, 3D effect that you get from some of them. I'm thinking specifically of clothing items where, like, maybe it's someone has tied something in a bow and it kind of sticks out and looks really cool and makes it look more real. So things like that. So things are looking dated. Let's update that. It's been happening, getting new colors on things, new things like that. But let's do more. Include kits in the sales. Listen, EA, if you want to sell me on these kits that I'm never going to buy, never, never. Looking at you, Busted Us. Looking at you, Cozy Kitchen, which is basically, cottage living. Not going to buy them. Ever. Ever. But if you put them on sale, maybe, get 3 kits for the price of 2, I'd think about it. But they need to be on sale. I'm sorry. $5 doesn't seem like a lot until you buy something and you go, that was useless. Semi open world. Now, I understand why we don't have open world, and I agree. Totally agree. However, there are certain neighborhoods, and I'm thinking especially of base game neighborhoods like you see in Willow Creek and Oasis Springs, where you can literally see your across the street neighbor's door. Why can I not just walk across the street, knock on the door, and be able to go into their house? Can't that be a thing? Asking for a friend. And finally, NPCs that don't look mental. Okay. So I'm thinking specifically of the Sims that populate because we just need people to fulfill certain jobs, right? You need people in the sellers stands, you need bartenders, you need, aliens on 6M, whatever. You need these extras. Why is it that they are wearing every single accessory? Why are they wearing clothes that don't make any sense? Why do they have 4C hair but a straight beard? It's just crazy stuff like that. Like, is it so hard? Would it be so difficult to create a cache of, NPCs that just they look decent, right? They look good. You wouldn't look at them and go, "What? Why is this guy wearing, shorts with striped tights and a teeny tiny shirt and a headband and earrings, nose rings, eyebrow ring, long nails, and high heels? Like, what's going on here?" Just a little cache of Sims that just populate into everybody's game, right? Like, how hard would that be? How hard would that be? I'm so sick and tired of seeing Sims with that freaking headband. I want to rip that headband out of my game if I could. Anyway, now let's end on a high note. Things I enjoy in The Sims. I want EA to keep it going. Number one, this may be controversial, but I love the special events. I love it. Maybe I'm a hamster. Maybe I was a hamster in a previous life. I like to hit that, little button and get a pallet, get a little food pallet. But I love these events. You do your little quests and you get a little treat. And some of the treats are not that cool, and some of them are kind of meh, but some of them are really awesome. So, who cares? Like, it gives you a little something to do. It refreshes your gameplay, gives you a little something fun to do. I love them, especially now, the ones that, people have a little more time. The initial ones were difficult, like log in every day, which not everybody can do that. It's a little bit exclusionary, but these most recent ones have been really fun. I've enjoyed them. Keep it going, EA. Packs with builds from the Sims community, they're just better all around. I love them. Great job. Chef's kiss. I appreciate it because the ones from EA are a little bit sad, a lot sad. They're just horrible. I mean, come on. All right, which gets me to my next point. Townie and build refreshes. The base game worlds are looking so much better. We've had refreshes, very obviously of townies like the Goths and the Calientes. I love it. Maybe EA could turn to the BFF household, just saying. Also, some of the crappier venues, like the bars in the bar in Willow Creek, that jazz looking bar, some of these other things that just really aren't the gyms. The gyms are just depressing and sad and dark, and they just don't look good. Maybe, the team could do a little refresh of those. Creator codes. I love, 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 love this. So, for Sims, people in the Sims community who don't know, maybe you don't follow certain creators. I watch a number of creators, and I love to be able to put their creator codes into the checkout screen. So for those of you unfamiliar, it looks like you're adding in a discount code. It's not a discount. What it is, say for instance, I have many times supported Dr. Gluon, and I just put in like what would be the box for a discount code. I put his code in. It doesn't take any money off of my purchase, but it takes some of the money from my purchase and supports him, which I love to do. I would be spending that money anyway, right? I've decided to make the purchase, but then some of the money goes to him, and that way I can support him without pulling out extra simoleons from my wallet. So keep it up, EA. Representation. To EA's credit, a lot more representation, whether that's cultural, whether that's physical. We've had a lot of updates for wrinkles and scars and freckles and medical devices. We've had updates to have better sexual and gender representation. I love it. Keep doing it. Keep it up. But these should all be free. Like in a base game refresh, people should not have their identity locked behind a paywall, in my opinion. Anyway, these are just some of my ideas, a non exhaustive list. If you have any ideas, drop them in the comments. Thank you and happy simming. But as always, I want you to go read a book.